Hi folks, welcome back to the channel for 2026. We had a really good year in 2025. Hope you enjoyed a lot of the content, but we're just going to talk about what we have in the workshop at the moment and what we have installed for the coming year. So yeah, there's quite a few cars we have for sale at the moment. You can see the Cayenne 2021 Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, beautiful car, 28,000 miles, so very low miles for the year, and it's on sale for 74,995. A couple of 911s for sale as well. But moving on into the workshop, busy week we've had this week. It continues to be busy today. We'll start off with Aaron here. He's working on a Audi S5 with a new customer of ours, and he's doing a service in the car and a full check over. Customer's just bought this Audi and has asked us to do a service on it and to check it out to see if there's anything wrong. Seems to be a good car so far. We haven't found anything really wrong with it, which is great news. We also have a Discovery in at the moment that we're fitting a new rear diff to, and we're doing a service to it and some brakes as well. You can see Eddie here stripping down the rear suspension to enable us to get room to pull the rear diff out. He's working away there, and that's the diff you can see, or sorry, the lower suspension arm that he's holding up to keep everything in place. And you'll see him shortly taking the drive shaft out, which he's just done, and he's just levering to get the rear diff out. This car had a thump when it was driving along the road, and it turned out to be the active rear diff. An expensive part, nearly £2,000, so we're getting that fitted in today. Should have the car buttoned up before end of play today. Moving on to a 997 here. That we have an engine management light problem with. It looks like a correlation problem between the camshafts and the crankshaft, and we're hoping it's not the chain. The guys are just double checking and confirming the valve timing. As you can see here, the rock covers are off and the chain and the camshafts were exposed. So the guys are just timing up the engine to make sure it's perfectly timed, and then we'll move on to further diagnostics after that. But at the minute, it's just the basic checks to make sure the timing is actually correct. I have a lovely 997 Turbo S here, very rare car. Unfortunately, it was broken into and the passenger window's been smashed. Beautiful red leather, as you can see there. So we've ordered a new glass for the car. The car's been completely cleaned and it's ready for the new glass to go into it. I have a Porsche Macan here, which we've just done a full service on. Car needs front and rear brake pads and discs. Also needs a brake fluid change and a couple of suspension arms actually. Jake is working away at that, getting it complete, and we should have that completed by tomorrow. This is one of the two Jaguar F-Types that we have in at the moment. This one is in for a misfire. We've found a lot of it. We've done a lot of work on these F-Types, and we find that nearly everyone we've gone to, the injectors have been seized and the cylinder heads have to come off to get the injectors removed. So we've done that with this car, and it's on its way back up being built. Here we can see the guys pushing on a Porsche Cayenne. We have a new front pipe for it there. It's going to be fitted today. That car will be out this evening. The two Aarons here are working on this car just to get the car buttoned up as quickly as possible. So you'll see the exhaust just dropping down the cross member here to give them enough room to fit the front pipe. You can probably see the front pipe being offered up. That's the cross member coming off now. That's Luke, one of our new apprentices, doing a great job for us. And we have Joel here just doing a lube service on a Range Rover Evoque. Unfortunately, the customer has lost the lock and wheel nut key, so Joel has had to do a bit of work to get the lock and wheel nuts off, and we'll be replacing them just with standard nuts. It's very rare now that we see alloy wheels being stolen, so the customer's happy enough just to put a standard nut on. This is the other F-Type that you can see that has got an oil leak, and the guys are working away getting it resolved. Another 997 cab here, which we have in. Actually, this car was in for an engine rebuild, and we're just doing some final checks on it. And it will be going back to the customer. We need to put a couple of 100 miles in it, and it'll be going back to the customer hopefully in the next 3 or 4 days. So that's pretty much it for us today. We actually have a big week next week with a few very special cars and new customers coming in. A Ferrari 599's coming in for a service. We have a Rolls-Royce Ghost coming in for a service as well. So yeah, we'll have plenty of content on those cars and more to come. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.